Hi, DerpyMoose99 here with episode 10 of Series 2 Banished with megamod 9. At the end of the last episode, I promised to go offline and get the build queue under control. I completely failed at that. I played for over an hour and maybe it's just a character flop. So I think what I'm going to do is stay with kind of the way I've been doing this here. So do an overview of where we're at, let it run for a little bit, and then go offline, build a few things, and then come back and discuss what to do about the stuff that we've built. Let's just do a summary here. 1,015 people. Food graph is upish, but I'm not really convinced that we're sustainable because we're adding a fair amount of houses all the time. So I really have to think about additional food. So I'm thinking clear this area out down here and we put a bunch more greenhouses in. I want to clean up these fields and get them out of here. Let's have a look here. Oh, the other thing is if we go into our inventory, our log supply has gone down and we're staying very low. Flower supply is huge. Perfume is at 6,000, so we could add even more perfume makers if we wanted. Water's a little out of control, but that's food, so I'm okay with that. Feathers are accumulating. Fodder's 10,000, fish are 20,000, rice is 52,000, flowers 4,000, mulberry leaves. We got duck meat at 4,000, mutton at 8,000, beef at 9,000, charky at 6,600, lots of coat, and salt we only have 30 salt. Pearls, so great that we could use that as a trade good. So let's go into our food dock. Pearl 100, and we'll just collect the pearls in there. The food dock is not turned on right now, but this is our emergency panic stations food supplier, so we'll make sure we have lots of good stuff in there. Okay, that looks good to me. Okay, I talked about building coal mine over here in a little town, so we've got a small village school and a Cape Town corner store going in, 9 houses. And we'll produce coal, and then when the coal comes up, we're going to turn these over to carbon steel tools. Let's see, our tool limit is 1,200, and we're only at 839. Yeah, so I had a plan to go muskets with these guys, but I don't think it's going to happen. Just turn them on tools. We have to think about where we want to expand if we need more blacksmiths. I'm pretty sure we will. So up here is going to be silk production. We've got some tailoring companies going in. We've got some silkworm going in, and we've got a couple of weavers going in. No idea what the ratio is going to be required here, so we'll just build some stuff and sort of see what happens. Over here we got a bunch of houses and smokehouses and salting houses, and that's going to be to deal with the excess meat that the butchers can't handle here. Over here we've got white mulberries going in, and we've got 3 large fields of cotton. And I think after the next harvest, we'll get rid of those small ones back in the city center. Doing some cleanup here. I want to build some more fields. I want to put onions in and some more food. Now, on the topic of more food, I'm struggling a little bit on where the next expansion should be. You know, maybe we can build it over here. Like we have 2 bridges across. We could put another bridge down here. Maybe we put a farming community in there. I think before I go there though, I want to go kind of crazy on the greenhouses here. So to that end, do we actually have stuff turned on here? We do not. Okay, sand pit. Let's put 1 person in there. And let's turn on our glass maker. Construction's 3,000, we're nowhere near that. That's probably because we're short lumber, I think. Yeah, only 200 lumber. Oh, the milk. Okay, so let's go up there. Now this is our pasture area. We built 6 of these dairy parlors, but there's not enough milk for them. If we go back to the city center here and look at our inventory, I notice we have 129 domesticated animals. So up here, if we go in here, I think there's a milk pen here. Some of you might be saying, but Derpy, you're just adding to the build queue. It's 100% true. Like I said, I think it's a character flaw. Okay, so that's 12 of those milk pans, and we have, doing the math, that's 48. So we have lots of domesticated animals, so we can add even more if we want. And we've got sufficient storage here. So I think that's where we're at. Oh, our lake. So down here, I put in these salting houses and some salt works. I forgot to put smoke houses in, so I've added a couple here. Now I suspect we're going to need a lot more of these to process all the fish coming out of this lake. For now, that'll do. We've got a few more houses going, and we have a big pathing problem down here, as we discussed in the last episode. So I've added more houses here and more houses around here. I think what we'll do here is play it for a little bit, then we'll go on pause and let a bunch of that stuff build. Oh, okay. I mentioned the shortage of logs too. That's something we should deal with right now. So I think what I'm going to do, yeah, that fits in there nicely. I'm just going to build another industry trade port. And maybe a few more storage. Wood storage. Stone. And an iron. Might look, excessive, but hey, what the hell. Alright, build queue is now 575. New record. This is going to take a while to build all this stuff, so I'll tell you what. Let's just go on pause and I'll come back in a little bit. Okay, back for an update here. We have a fire down in the dock by our fishing village here. Kind of hope that the complete lack of well doesn't actually affect the situation. Now, it's my understanding they get water from the lake, but there we go. Knock on wood, we've had a couple fires so far. They haven't turned out to be too bad, so I'll take that. Quick update. So I've decided to take this mine right to the deep mine with the lamp oil. So that means it'll be unlimited, and then when that comes up again, we're going to turn that on to coal. Village school has come up, and Cape Town corner store. This thing actually looks kind of cool. So with the motif here, I decided to put salt box houses in here because I think that'll fit with the Cape Town dial. Our industry trade port came up, and I pretty much set it up like the other one, although I added wool coats, which we're now making. And I was a bit freaked out by the log situation, so I'm actually going to build one of these here, an industry supplier. I'm building down here as well. So that'll give us 4 industry docks. That should be a fair amount of throughput. Our build's taken a while, mostly because of the log shortage and we were short on lumber. I think that's slightly recovered now. Nope, not at all. So we're using it as fast as we can produce it. So we might be thinking about another lumber production. We've got 2 sawmills right now, and this tiny lumber with 2 people. So there's 8 people working on making lumber. It should be okay for this size of town. Hey, our dairy pens haven't built. Our smoke houses are built, so why don't we look at those? You can do beef, pork, charky, our fish we're doing down below. Oh, it doesn't do mutton. Interesting. Let's have a look up here. Now we have the longhorn cows, we have beef cows, and we have, I think those are Friesen. Not sure why that graphic's so hard to read. Maybe it's because I'm old. So let's put 2 of these guys on beef. Okay, they take 2 people. Now this one here we'll put on charky, which is llama meat. And this one, let's put that on kubasat. We have pork. I don't know if we have pork butchers though. You know what? I didn't read that properly. This says beef cuts. That actually means we need a lot more butchers. That's a bit of a derp. I thought we could go direct meat right into these smokehouses, but we can't bypass the middleman apparently. So we need a place to build a whole bunch of butchers. And I mean a whole bunch. Let's see if we can fit some food warehouses in here. Nope. Let's build some narrow ones and we'll go narrow protein warehouses. And where's our butchers? Processed meat, butchers, cow butcher. Okay, I'm gonna put in 8 cows, and I think we have only 1 field of pigs. already have some llamas butchers, do we not? Yeah. And that's only one field, so I think that'll do for now. So these smokehouses though should still work. If we go into our inventory, oops, don't click on the trading post. We have 1,395 beef cuts. Look how much beef we got though, 12,000. And charky cuts we have 260, but lots of charky. So maybe we do need some more llama butchers. I didn't check pigs, but we're probably okay there. Yeah, those are pigs. So those are llama butchers. These are sheep. And those are beef. We never did put in pig butchers. Let's make this all pig then down here. All pig all the time. So there's a quick update, a fire that amounted to nothing, and the building of an industry port. So hopefully our log supply comes back under control. So I think we'll go back on pause and I'll be back. Okay, let's do an update here. Let's just check our population levels. 1199. Have a look at our food graph. Decreasing. And quick look at inventory. Okay, I have lots of flour now. Let's have a look here. Now, our deep mine has come up. I've just turned it on to 15 workers for coal, so I'm going to let that accumulate before I switch over the blacksmiths. Let's have a look at our pathing tool. You know, I've been resisting using that, but the reason I resist using that tool more often is because it scares the heck out of me. There was some cotton fields and stuff going on over here. I've removed most of that. These are all greenhouses going in. So there's 12 greenhouses there, a bunch of houses. And for storage, I decided to put 2 of these bank barns in. Now they go half into the mountainside and half on the land. And their storage capacity is quite high. So if we spin around here, the reason some of these aren't quite built yet or they don't even have their supplies because I kind of ran out of lumber, but I just bought 1,000 lumber. And I'm putting in 4 more lumber mills where our temporary pasture used to be. If we go up to the pastures here, we have a lot of pastures now. We're going to keep 1 for quarantine. I bought some more beef cows just to have another field of those. And we have room for 1 more animal, which I think I'm going to hold out for maybe a different kind of chicken than we have now, or perhaps something like bison. Okay, so that's why I removed that temporary pasture. We have enough capacity there. Okay, some of our milk pens have come up. 6 of them, so that's good. And let's throw a priority in on these butchers here. Those probably need lumber. Oh, they've got lumber though. The main reason I wanted to come back here is our silk setup has finally come to life here. So I've got 5 silkworm huts producing cocoons from mulberry leaves. And I'm going to turn 2 of these weavers on silk cocoon. Or silk from cocoon, I should say. Actually, how many people do we have? Not a ton of laborers. I should probably even that out a little bit. Yeah, okay, so let's just have 2 of these active for now. And what is this? Oh, yeah, I'm putting in another water wheel sawmill there. I haven't built a lot of stuff like sawmills and stuff for fuel lately, so decided to bulk that up. I'm also putting in another stacks burner here. And having a look around. Oh, over here some of this cleaned out, so I'll put some fields in. This hospital is going to be in an awkward position, so I'm building another one over here. And there's another hospital up here, I think. So our hospital coverage isn't bad. I decided to put some more houses in here. We do have a market right here, a tiny market. Maybe I'll up the vendors in there. So between these large city centers and the tiny market, they should cover that. There's also a school here that has capacity. And I think if we look here, there's probably... the pathing issues here aren't as bad as I thought they'd be. Okay, down here, our smokers have built, so let's put those on fish. Okay, I'm going to let that run for a while. So we have salted fish here, and we have smoked fish there. So I'm going to let it run for a little bit and see what kind of dent that makes in our fish stock. So let's check that right now. 12,000 fish. So ideally we want this to be 0, whether it's eaten or we preserve it in some way, because preserving multiplies it. So I'll come back in a little bit and check that. If we haven't made a dent in that, I'll build a lot more smokers and a lot more salters there. Just out of curiosity, how much salt do we have? Yeah, we have 515 salt. That's increasing. Yeah, you know what? Let's turn on the other salter down here. We've added houses. This guy here. So that's a total of 4 of those in operation right now. Okay, traders we don't care about. Oh, the other industry supplier came up. So let this run for a little bit and see what happens. Now I won't prioritize this because we've prioritized the butchers. A few of those have come up already. That's cool. Okay, and another one of our dairy pens here. Stacks burner. Let's put 2 people in that. So we're 12,000 limit on the fuel. And we're sitting here at the end of winter at 2,000 fuel. So that's getting to the danger point there. So to help with the fuel, I've also put a couple more dock workshops in. I was hoping to expand this for rope production, but these 4 dock workshops seem to be eating all our reeds, so I think we'll just keep 4 there. Okay, let's turn you up. Oh, yeah, in here off camera, one of the seed traders came and I bought herb. We can put that in somewhere and that'll help with some of those recipes we want to do. Strawberries, I think we already have. Nothing there that I'm really interested in right now. Given our lumber situation, once these butchers and these dairy pens build, I think we'll go back down and prioritize the lumber. Okay, these guys here. Now these produce a lot of milk. We've got 12 of them there, and we'll see what that does for our dairy parlors here. Okay, and our last cow butcher is building here. Okay, and our dock workshop for fire bundles. I wonder up in our forest home here if there's room for another couple of sawmills. Yeah, why don't we do that? Let's just let's see if we can put some houses in. Go into our specialty storage, get some fuel storage. And where's our sawmills? Okay, this will be red for firewood. And let's put a little log storage in here. And then maybe a road down the back, just for fun. Okay, back here at the dock, I need to set up industry supplier merchants here. So this one I'm just going to make really simple. I'm just going to go log, stone, and iron. So those are the main things that we're using, and we're short logs. Again, we've got 185 logs. Hopefully this is enough raiders here. Now, anything we want to buy here? Not particularly. It's already auto-purchased any logs it would have had. This one's already been set up, so we'll just have to keep an eye on the bottom one here. Joiners are out of logs, big surprise. Probably foolish to prioritize these lumber mills, given there's no log. We should have more logs shortly. Yeah, everybody's complaining. What are you complaining about? Linen, okay. Oh, that's flax. Okay, yeah, that's coming from the gatherers. I wonder, do we have room over here to put a field of that in? I can designate a couple more plantations here. Maybe one on each side of the road. And maybe we'll do flax if we have it. I think I've bought flax. Now, ordinarily, these storehouses have multiple different color types, so ordinarily, I'd go through and make them all the same color or something like that, but just to save time, I'm just banging them in the way they are. Now, I think the guy could learn how to put a stockpile in. Let's see how our greenhouses are doing. Haven't built anything yet, but most of them have the raw materials. There's just 2 that are waiting for glass. So I think once our lumber builds, that'll be our next priority. So my major hope of getting out of that downward slide on the food graph is those greenhouses. I'm actually going to up the purchase to 3,000 logs. The most I've ever seen them bring is 2,400. And we have lots of codes and trade good. Okay, let's do an impatient priority here. Okay, maybe what we should do here is just go on pause. Wait for our log supply to build back up. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we've got an infestation here. Let's go see what that's all about. In our apricot field. Well, I guess we gotta cut that. It makes me sad. I like apricots. I think I'll go back on pause here. We haven't actually fast forwarded very far. I just wanted to see what the infestation was all about. So we'll see you again in a little bit. Okay, we're back for an update. Let's just have a look at our amount of coal that we've got. 444. Now let's just go for carbon steel tools here. Just change all these guys over. Okay, and see if the 15 miners doing the coal is enough. And I'm sure our iron supply will be fine. Some of our greenhouses is built, most of them actually. So let's have a look. Where was our... There's a village kitchen here. And there was a particular recipe we wanted to do. This one here, I think. Pumpkins, beans, onions. And we have 2 pumpkins here. They make 500 a year. We have beans in the field. Do these do onions? And we bought onion seeds, so we're okay there. So why don't we do a bunch of these on onion? Maybe say 4 of them. Again, this village kitchen here, looks like that's not going to work. So let's just switch this over to pumpkin, bean, onion, vegetable stew. And max that out. And maybe we'll find a spot to build a few more of those. Actually, I did build another one here. Okay. Now this one, mushrooms, roots, and onions. I bought root seeds for the fields, but I haven't planted them yet. Horn carrots, I haven't planted yet. Most of this stuff I've bought, but it's not all planted. So let's put this one on... You know, it's too bad this doesn't do anything with beef. I'll put this one on the pumpkin one. Crank that up. The rest of these greenhouses, I'll just go kind of random. Let's maybe do a carrot. And again, my house rule is only if I bought the seeds, can I use it in here. And potatoes, actually maybe a couple potatoes. Gotta remember to turn them on, kid. Now we should have lots of grain because we got rice like crazy. Oh, strawberry, that was another recipe. Okay, when these 2 come up, I'll put those on strawberry as well. Our storage hasn't built yet, but there is enough storage randomly around here. Just might have to walk a little farther. Okay, let's go down and look at our fishing village. Yeah, let's check and see how much fish. So we were 12,000 fish, we're now 9,600. Well, you know what? We're probably eating some of it, but this may be... you know what? It's never sufficient, right? I was going to say this is sufficient for now, but I lied. So another salting house and another smokehouse, I think. Barrels. We should check and see how our barrels are doing. 230. So we have 4 shops producing barrels, I think. And we could probably slide another one of those in. So it's a Cooper. There it is. Okay, that doesn't line up so neat. I'm gonna just put them in there. Okay, I built, a while ago, I built one of these town tithe barns, just super high capacity. Although it's 55,000 capacity, I think. Well, these things are 18,000, so actually, theoretically, in that space, I could have built, you know, a bunch of these storehouses here, and it would have probably had more capacity, but I don't know. It kind of looks cool. Okay, our lumber mills have built. Turn those on. We're still in a semi-log crisis. We have 700 logs. Anytime these foresters are working, you know, this should be our backup plan, not our main mode of operation. This dense tree shack only had 1 person in it, so I cranked it up to 4. Yeah, 164 logs in a regular forest node. So before I said they're equal, but I was derping because I didn't have enough people in there, so this is 244. And I just did that, so these things are actually producing more. Cool, I'm glad I built that. Might find a place to slot a few more of those in just in case we get into a jam. I'm gonna build some more fields down here. There's a... I did put onions in. Grapes have gone in. And I think we'll do another orchard there. And I'll figure out some way to kind of wedge some stuff in there. Okay, these other plantations haven't built yet. That was going to be for flax. Pretty much the update for now, I think. We have 113 dock workers now. It's pretty cool. So that's a fair amount of people working down here. A fair amount of houses. I am not going to look at the pathing tool for any of this. Oh, there's something we need to deal with too. 3 of these guys that I built. Now we had leather and cloth, linen, which we're running out of, wool, leather and wool, wool, fur. So the other thing that we had was a bit of a surprise to me. So we had some fur and we had some pelts. Let's do that. And these last two. So let's go check. Actually, we should check and see if we got enough silk yet too. Silk, we're at 708, so we can turn those on. And how much wool do we have? Lots of wool. Since we have lots of wool, let's make these last two guys wool. Now, I haven't done silk in a long time, so it'd be interesting to me what we can do with it. Kimono, 10 silk. 10 silk, wow. Or full livery, 2 silk, 2 linen. I don't think we have enough linen. Let's just check that quickly here. What do we have for linen? 16. So that gets the buzzer. Okay, well, I guess we're making kimonos. I hope they're worth a lot. Okay, so all these guys are set for kimono now. Very least, let's check. 7,000. And it was silk cocoons or something, right? Yeah, 150. We have a big stockpile of silkworm eggs, so I demolished the 2 places we're making silkworm eggs just to make room here. I think with almost 800 eggs in stock, we can build more of these if we need to. There was only 10 each. So let's actually turn this one on. And let's see if these huts can keep up with the demand here. I suspect where the limiting factor is with these tailoring companies using 10 to make 1 kimono. We're probably going to have too many tailoring companies here. That's my bad anyways. Let's have a quick look at these docks here. I was hoping these would bounce back to, near the 4,000 mark they were before with all these extra houses we built. Oh, okay, let's use the scary pathing tool here. Oh, okay. That did help. For once I'm not scared by the scary path tool. And some of these people are working elsewhere, so we definitely have enough houses there. And that's actually something I haven't checked lately. So in year 45, we have 1,300 people, and I've built extra houses. Oh my god, that's some kind of record. And our build queue is only 115. We have less than double the requirements of our current number of builders. But we don't have enough laborers here, and we're in late autumn, so I think I better correct that one. Now we have build requirements 4 times our number of builders. That's back to normal. I'm quite curious to see these village kitchens, how much they produce. I still got fish in there from before. Okay, so I think it's time to go back on pause. I'm going to think about what I want to do for the rest of the episode here. We do really kind of need to get another farming community going. So I'm going to go on pause, going to think about that, and I'll be back. Okay, back for an update. Our 2 bank barns have built. There's 2 different colors on those ones. Now, I prefer usually build the red barn. That to me looks better, but this is the other option here. Okay, let's have a look at our stats. 1372 for people. Food graph is trending ugly. I'm panicking about the logs a bit. We were down to 130 logs a moment ago, and that's with 4 working industry docks here, so I'm putting the 5th in. Now I decided for a town expansion, we're going to go over here, below our mining community, and for bridges, I decided to build, this is a covered bridge. So you go in here, bridge sets, and this one here, covered bridges. So there's a wooden light, wooden dark, and this regular covered bridge, so I just chose the regular covered bridge. I don't think I've used this before, so let's just see what it looks like. Now, because the logs were kind of scary, I designated all this stuff in here to be cleared out, so you'll see millions of workers scurrying around. For housing choices down here, I chose these town abodes. So that's in the same colonial charter rule set. I've been using the salt box houses and the country houses, but this is the town abodes here. I don't usually use these because they're only 4 people max, but growth isn't really our problem right now. The benefit to these is they're narrower, so instead of 3 houses here, I've got 4 squeezing in, and they are upgradable too. That's one thing we should probably explore is I haven't upgraded any houses. So if we look here, we have a big boarding house. Why don't we do that? So these log cabins can be upgraded to large log cabins for 42 logs and 12 stone. Well, that's why we're not doing it right now. We don't have logs. 1,500 logs. You know what? What the heck? That's not that many logs in the scope of things. So let's just see what the upgraded ones look like there. I believe... yeah, these country houses can upgrade too. Oh, we need fancy homewares. Okay. Well, let's get one of these traders bringing fancy homeware. Fancy homeware. And let's up the purchasing. Okay, let's make this 18. And send you on your way. Okay, let's have a look here. I should probably lay in a well and a school before I forget. Now, I think there was another school we were going to try. Was it a... there was something called a college. There it is. Here, let's put it in like that. Okay, our last greenhouse is up. And strawberries. Oh, lumber's at capacity. Good. I guess having a few logs in stock helps too. I think the thing I think to concentrate on for now is building out our farms and orchards down there. Okay, I don't want any of you, but let's special order something we don't have now. I've special ordered another trader for bison. But what do we want to put in here? Okay, let's order just once. Freezing cows. Okay, there we go. Now I've rethought our strategy here on the pastures. I was going to reserve this top left one for quarantine, but I've ordered bison and I've ordered the Friesen. So I'm building a little pasture off to the side here. This will be our quarantine pasture over here. Ooh, I didn't notice this before. There's a nice big juicy space up there. Okay, that could be our next expansion. Could be upwards there. Actually, let's have a look. How are we doing? Okay, beef is 13,000. The cuts are almost 3,000. Charky is sort of okay. Hey, you know, we could use butchers, more butchers of every type, I think. What was the other one? Mutton, right? 9,000 mutton, 1,200 mutton cut. Well, I won't do it on camera again, but I think I'm going to lay in a bunch more butchers up here too. These fields are producing quite a bit. 6,200 beef? Wow, that's beef cows. What are the longhorns doing? 3,600. I wonder if that's a variation planned by the mod author or a boo-boo. This is 2,400 beef. Okay. And our llamas, what are they? 3,800. Regular pigs here. Only 1,200 last year. Okay, let's bring out the dreaded pathing tool. It's not horrible. I said last time I was going to use my phone as a stopwatch so I could tell how long the episodes are. Apparently I lied. I'll have to do that next time. Let's let this run for a bit and see where we go. Okay, our markets come up. Okay, we've got 8 houses here, so let's put 4 vendors in for now. Okay, llama butcher. I need to add some roads and stuff, but I'll do that off camera. There's crop fields that are starting to come in. Okay, so I'll lay all this out off camera and then come back for an update.